Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kristen, and today I will be doing the Finally Fall book tag. I was tagged by Maya from You Read My Mind, and I haven't done a tag on my channel in a while, so I thought that this would be the perfect one to do. I love everything about fall, from the pumpkin spice lattes, to the fall fashion, to the fact that my birthday is in fall, November 7th, coming up. So this tag sounds like this is right up my alley. Here are 10 questions, let's get to it. Question 1 is, in fall, the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a vivid setting. And for this one, I'm going with Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas, because wow, the setting in this book is really clear. You definitely can form a picture in your brain of how this world looks like. Sarah J. Maas does an excellent job with her world building in this one. It's an urban fantasy, so it has a very realistic setting. You can definitely tell what the White Raven looks like, which is the club that Bryce and her friends frequently visit. You get a clear picture of what Bryce's apartment looks like. It's just very clear. I love Sarah J. Maas. She's one of my favorite fantasy authors. There's another SJM book on this list, so stay tuned for that. Looking at this and thinking back on my experience reading it, I read this book earlier this year, close to its release date, and I kind of want to reread this book now. It's a chunker, and you can see I tabbed it up quite a bit because it was just so good. Honestly, Bryce might be one of my favorite female characters in a book ever. Her personality was different from any other character that I read about because she's in her early 20s and she actually acts like it. She makes mistakes, she goes out and parties, she has fun, she messes around with all these guys and things like a normal 20-year-old who has fun and likes to go out does, and she does it in a way that she's not ashamed of. The way that Bryce is portrayed after the death of her best friend is so heartbreaking because of her reputation, and everybody is out to get her, and nobody knows who Bryce is until Hunt comes along. So I'm really excited for book 2. I might give this a reread before the second book comes out. Okay, question 2. Nature is beautiful, but also dying. Name a book that is beautifully written, but also deals with a heavy topic like loss or grief. And for that one, I'm going with The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. I read this back in 2018, and it quickly became one of my favorite books that I've read ever. I'm sure y'all have heard about this one because it instantly became popular given the topics that it deals with. It was also adapted into a movie, and the movie was also very good. In The Hate You Give, we follow a 16-year-old Star who is in between two worlds, her poor neighborhood and the preppy suburban school that she attends. One night, she is on the way home with one of her friends, Khalil, a black man. They are pulled over by the police, and unfortunately, Khalil is shot and killed by the police for no reason. He had no weapon on him. Soon this becomes a big story. This is based on the Black Lives Matter movement, so lots of protests going on, but then also headlines in the news saying that Khalil is a drug dealer, a gangster who deserved to die. And Star, she was the only one who can attest to what happened because she was there, but she doesn't want to endanger her life, her family's life, or anything, so she is struggling on what to say and how to give her friend Khalil this justice that he deserves. This book definitely deals with heavy topics of grief and loss, but also hard-hitting topics that are prominent today, including police brutality and Black Lives Matter. It was a very emotional read for me. I flew through it because I couldn't put it down, but it was still emotional because it was very relatable. I would recommend this book to any and everybody. Matter of fact, I've lent my copy to one of my friends, which is why I don't have the physical book with me right now. So I will forever recommend this book to everybody to read. Let me know if you've read The Hate You Give, what you thought of it. I thought it was beautifully written, and I will read it again and again. Question 3, fall is back to school season. Share a nonfiction book that taught you something new. And for this one, I'm going with Rising Strong by Brene Brown. I read this book back in undergrad for a class that I was in. This was required reading, but I'm very happy that I read this book because I learned so much. Basically, this book goes through the process of how to rise back up after you've been knocked down, after you've gone through something traumatic, or you've gone through failure. You're at a low point and you're not sure how to come back out of it. This is that book for you. Reading a little excerpt from the synopsis. We reckon with our emotions and get curious about what we're feeling. We rumble with our stories until we get to a place of truth. And we live this process every day until it becomes a practice and creates nothing short of a revolution in our lives. Rising strong after a fall is how we cultivate wholeheartedness. Y'all, this book was good. I don't read too many self-help books, but since this was required, I did read it and I had a great time with it. I highlighted so many things. I brought so many points up in discussion during class about how this book related to my life. College is hard. I experienced a bit of academic struggles while in undergrad, and this book really helped me gain my confidence back, because at that point I was at my low point. I didn't think I could achieve my goals. I didn't think that I was going to be where I wanted to be in life, and so I took a class that helped me out. We read this book and now I'm confident again. If you're at a low point in your life, or you know somebody who's at a low point in their life, or just for you, so if you ever reach a low point in your life, you have the tools to succeed and to heal and all that stuff, I would definitely recommend The Rising Strong Process by Brene Brown. And Brene Brown, just in general, has a whole bunch of self-help books that go through a lot of things. I would just recommend her as an author in general, or as a person, to look into her work, because I just think she's an amazing woman. Question 4, in order to keep warm, it's good to spend some time with the people we love. Name a fictional family, household, friend group that you'd like to be a part of. So this one, if I'm being honest, I was struggling with it because I like to read a lot of fantasy, a lot of dark fantasy with like murder, violence, and lots of injuries and loss of people. And when I was looking at my bookshelf, I was like, I really don't want to be part of none of these households and none of these friend groups, because I don't want to die. So it took me a minute to figure one out. If I had to choose a group of people to be friends with, I would choose the characters from Percy Jackson. I just have always wanted to go to Camp Half-Blood and be a daughter of a god or a goddess, because how cool is that? Do I want to be going on quests with Percy, Grover, and Annabeth? No, but you know what? They can leave me at Camp Half-Blood. We could be friends while we're at camp, where there's nobody attacking us, but when they're sent on the quest, I will stay in Camp Half-Blood and continue to enjoy my time there and learn my studies and just be the daughter of a god or a goddess. Question 5 is a fun one. The colorful leaves are piling up on the ground. Show us a pile of fall colored spines. So I got my pile together before I started filming this, so let me go gather my pile and then I'm gonna show them to y'all. So here's my pile, very fall, right? Lots of orange and yellow going on here. So cute. We have The Boy in the Black Suit by Jason Reynolds, Left Behind by Tim LaHaye and Jerry B. Jenkins, Illuminate by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, Ray Bear by Jordan Nefuko, and lastly we have Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. Question 6 is, fall is the perfect time for some storytelling by the fireside. Share a book wherein somebody is telling a story. So for that one, I'm going with The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin, because in the prologue, it's very storyteller-like. We meet two characters who are telling us that the world has ended and basically here's what happened, and then in the whole book, that's when we're going through the events that led up to the end of the world or whatever event has happened in this book. So this definitely a story within a story. Question 7 is, the nights are getting darker. Share a dark, creepy read. I don't read too many dark and creepy books, a genre that I am trying to get more into. But for this one, I'm gonna go with The Diviners by Libba Bray, which is the first book in the Diviner series. I mean, the title of the book has something dark and evil has awakened, so dark and creepy. This is one of the first books that I read this year. I absolutely loved it. I think I gave it a 4 or a 4.5 stars because I just thought it was a bit long and it didn't need to be long. It dragged in a few parts. But other than that, I loved everything about this book. In The Diviners, we are following Evie O'Neill, who has been shipped to New York City to live with her uncle, who happens to have an unhealthy obsession with the occult. Evie also has a pretty dark secret herself. She has supernatural powers that she is trying to make sure that nobody figures out that she has, until she realizes that her gift could help catch a serial killer who is out here killing people, taking their body parts. It's again set in New York City, but in the 1920s vibes, so it's a bit of a historical fiction, mystery, fantasy, all wrapped into one. I had a great experience reading it. I'm very excited to get to the second and further installments of the series. Question 8 is, the days are getting colder. Name a short, heartwarming read that could warm up somebody's cold and rainy day. And for that one, I'm gonna go with Intercepted by Alexa Martin, which I've talked about on this channel before, especially in my mid-year book freakout tag. Absolutely loved Intercepted. I don't necessarily read a lot of short books, like 100, 200 page type books. So 300 and less I would consider a short book, and Intercepted has just over 300 pages, I think. So you can definitely get through this one quick. It has everything that you would want in a romance. It has steamy scenes, it has great chemistry, it has drama. So if you're just looking for a quick and a pick-me-up type of read, I would definitely go for Intercepted by Alexa Martin. Intercepted is a football romance, and we are following Marley Harper, whose boyfriend is on the Denver Mustangs, but her boyfriend is a cheater and she is absolutely over him. She dumps his butt and vows to never date an athlete ever again. But very, very soon, she meets Gavin Pope, who is the quarterback of the Denver Mustangs. She realizes that he is the guy that she used to hook up with when she was on a break with her ex-boyfriend. But then Marley and Gavin Pope actually fall in love with each other, and their love story is great. It's perfect. I want to be Marley Harper so bad, but of course I cannot because I'm just me. I'm just Kristen. But a girl can dream. And yes, so that is a short book that I would definitely recommend to anyone who is just looking for a cute, heartwarming story during this fall season. Question 9 is fall returns every year. Name an old favorite that you would like to return to soon. And for that one, I'm going with Throne of Glass by the one and only Sarah J. Maas that I said I was going to bring back up in this video. I definitely want to reread the entirety of the Throne of Glass series like ASAP. I think I'm actually going to start that reread next month because I haven't read the last installment. I haven't read book 7. I got it for Christmas 2 years ago and I never picked up that book. And at this point, I literally have forgotten pretty much everything that happens in this series because I read Throne of Glass when it was like first released, and it's one of the series that I kept up with throughout the years. So that was a lot of years of commitment, and it has been a few years, at least 5 or 6 years since I've read Throne of Glass, and so I want to give it another go. And especially since I really enjoy annotating my books now, I'm gonna annotate all these lovely copies of mine that I have. Last question, question 10 is, fall is a perfect time for cozy reading nights. Share your favorite cozy reading accessories. Firstly, my favorite time to read books are in the cold months, so fall and winter, when I can cuddle up in my bed or on the couch or in a chair with a blanket and some long pajama pants and fuzzy socks and curl up with my book. Along with that, I love having coffee with my books. Lastly, without fail, I always have my annotation tabs with me, pens with me, highlighters, all that good stuff, and a bookmark to keep up with what page and the progress that I'm making in my book. I also like to use my bookmark like this when I'm reading sometimes to help keep me focused on the actual line that I'm in on the book. It's just an extra weird thing that I enjoy doing when I'm reading a physical book. Lastly, to tag some people, I think I'm going to tag Jaleesa from The Name's Jaleesa and Mick from Mickless Writes to give this tag a go. It was really fun, and I think those two specifically would enjoy this tag as well. But also, if you are watching this video and you have a booktube channel or a book blog and want to give this tag a go, I tag you, please go ahead and do this tag. But that's all from me. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big like, comment down below, subscribe to my channel. Please comment down below a leaf for the fall so that I know you guys watched this whole video. My Goodreads and my Twitter are linked down below. Also, my Amazon wishlist is linked down below. My birthday is November 7th. If you would like to support me, support my channel, and gift me a book for my birthday, that would be so nice. It's not required at all. I'm not expecting literally any books from anyone. But if you would like to, the link is there for you. Again, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!